The Barker-Karpis gang was responsible for a series of high-profile crimes throughout the Midwest. Their exploits included bank robberies, kidnappings, and shootouts with law enforcement. Some of their most notorious crimes include, certainly. Here's an extended life story of Ma Barker, mother of the Barker-Karpis gang, set in the early 1900s. Arizona Donnie Clark, later known as Ma Barker, was born on October 8, 1873, in Ash Grove, Missouri. She was one of the 7 children of John and Emaline Clark, who were poor tenant farmers. Arizona's early life was marked by hardship and poverty, common conditions in rural Missouri at the time. Despite these challenges, she was a lively and ambitious young girl. In 1892, at the age of 19, Arizona married George Barker, a fellow Missourian. George, a mild-mannered man who worked various jobs, including as a tenant farmer and a watchman, would eventually father 4 sons with Arizona: Herman, Lloyd, Arthur, nicknamed Doc, and Fred. The Barker family struggled financially, moving frequently in search of work. Rise of the Barker Boys. As the Barker boys grew older, they began to engage in petty crime. The economic hardships of the early 20th century, particularly the Great Depression, provided fertile ground for criminal activity. Herman, the eldest, was the first to get into serious trouble with the law, followed by his younger brothers. Arizona, now known as Ma Barker, supported her son's criminal endeavors, earning a reputation as the gang's matriarch. The Barker brothers' criminal activities escalated from petty theft to more serious offenses, including bank robbery, kidnapping, and murder. By the 1920s, they had formed a gang with Barker-Karpis, a notorious criminal who would become one of the FBI's most wanted men. The Barker-Karpis gang quickly became infamous for their daring heists and violent tactics. Criminal activities. The Barker-Karpis gang was responsible for a series of high-profile crimes throughout the Midwest. Their exploits included bank robberies, kidnappings, and shootouts with law enforcement. Some of their most notorious crimes include: 1. The Bremer Kidnapping. In January 1934, the gang kidnapped Edward Bremer, a wealthy businessman from St. Paul, Minnesota. They demanded and received a ransom of $200,000, which was a significant sum at the time. The kidnapping drew national attention and increased pressure on law enforcement to capture the gang. 2. The Ham Kidnapping. In June 1933, the gang kidnapped William Ham, a wealthy brewer from Minnesota, and demanded a ransom of $100,000. The Ham kidnapping further solidified the gang's reputation as one of the most dangerous criminal organizations in the country. 3. Bank robberies. The gang carried out numerous bank robberies across the Midwest, often using violent tactics to intimidate bank employees and customers. Their ability to elude capture made them a major target for law enforcement. Ma Barker's role. Ma Barker's role in the gang has been a subject of debate among historians and law enforcement officials. Some view her as the mastermind behind the gang's activities, while others believe she was merely a supportive mother who turned a blind eye to her son's criminal behavior. Regardless of her exact role, it is clear that Ma Barker provided a safe haven for her sons and their criminal associates, helping them evade capture for many years. Ma Barker was known for her fierce loyalty to her sons. She often moved with them from place to place, using a variety of aliases to avoid detection. Her ability to maintain a low profile and evade capture for so long was a testament to her resourcefulness and determination. The end of the Barker-Karpis gang. The downfall of the Barker-Karpis gang began in 1934 when the FBI, under the leadership of J. Edgar Hoover, intensified its efforts to capture the gang members. The Bremer and Ham kidnappings had brought the full force of federal law enforcement down on the gang, and the pressure was mounting. On January 16, 1935, FBI agents tracked Ma Barker and her son Fred to a rented house in Ocklawaha, Florida. Acting on a tip from a local resident, the agents surrounded the house and demanded that the Barkers surrender. A fierce gun battle ensued, lasting several hours. When the shooting finally stopped, Ma Barker and Fred were found dead inside the house. The deaths of Ma Barker and Fred marked the end of the Barker-Karpis gang. Alvin Karpis, the last surviving member of the gang, was captured in May 1936 and later sentenced to life in prison. He remained incarcerated until his release in 1969, after which he was deported to Canada. Legacy. Ma Barker's life and legacy have been the subject of much speculation and myth-making. Some portray her as a ruthless criminal mastermind, while others see her as a devoted mother who was drawn into a life of crime by her sons. Regardless of the interpretation, there is no denying that Ma Barker left a lasting impact on American criminal history. The image of Ma Barker as a gun-toting gangster moll has been popularized in books, movies, and television shows. However, the reality of her life is likely more complex. While she certainly played a role in her son's criminal activities, it is unclear to what extent she was involved in planning and executing their crimes. One of the most enduring aspects of Ma Barker's legacy is the fascination with the notion of a criminal family. The Barker-Karpis gang's story highlights the ways in which family dynamics can influence criminal behavior, and it raises questions about the role of parental influence in the development of criminal tendencies. Controversies and myths. There are several controversies and myths surrounding Ma Barker's life and her role in the Barker-Karpis gang. Some of the most notable include: 1. The criminal mastermind, myth. The FBI, under J. Edgar Hoover's leadership, portrayed Ma Barker as the mastermind behind the gang's activities. This depiction served to justify the aggressive tactics used to apprehend the gang members. However, many historians believe that Ma Barker's role was more limited and that she was not the criminal genius that the FBI claimed. 2. The Ma image. The image of Ma Barker as an elderly woman wielding a Tommy gun has become iconic, but it is likely an exaggeration. While she was certainly supportive of her sons, there is little evidence to suggest that she actively participated in violent crimes. 3. The gun battle in Ocklawaha. The circumstances of Ma Barker's death have been romanticized over the years. Some accounts suggest that she died in a blaze of glory, defending her son to the end. However, the reality is probably less dramatic. The FBI's version of events has been called into question, and some believe that Ma Barker may have been unarmed when she was killed. Conclusion. Ma Barker's life story is a fascinating blend of fact and fiction, reflecting the complexities of the criminal underworld in early 20th century America. Born into poverty and hardship, she rose to infamy as the matriarch of one of the most notorious criminal gangs of the era. Her unwavering loyalty to her sons and her ability to evade capture for so long have made her a legendary figure in American criminal history. While the true extent of her involvement in the Barker-Karpis gang's activities remains unclear, Ma Barker's legacy continues to captivate the public imagination. Her story serves as a reminder of the powerful bonds of family and the lengths to which a mother will go to protect her children, even when those children are on the wrong side of the law. This narrative combines the known facts of Ma Barker's life with the broader historical context, providing a detailed and nuanced portrayal of her role in the Barker-Karpis gang.